Hi everyone! Let's crochet this beautiful square, the little prince. For this tutorial, I'm using Alize cotton gold yarn. It's 55% cotton and 45% acrylic. You can use any yarn available. And also the hook size is 2.5 millimeter. For the solid granny square, watch the previous tutorial. To make hair, make a slip knot, chain 26. Turn the chains. You see some small bumps. In this row, you should make your stitches into these bumps. Skip the first chain, slip a stitch into the next chain into its back bump. Slip stitch into next chain. Single crochet in next 4 chains. Half double crochet into next 13 chains and into the back bumps. Single crochet in next 4 chains. Slip stitch into next 2 chains. Chain 1, turn. Look, each stitch has 2 loops, the front loop and the back loop. In the second row, I'm using only the front loops, the loop closer to me. Slip stitch in first 3 stitches, front loop only. Single crochet in next 3 stitches, front loop only. Half double crochet into next 12 stitches, front loop only. Single crochet in next 3 stitches, and slip stitch into last 3 stitches. Turn the work. You can see the front loops here. Insert the hook into the first loop and make 1 slip stitch. Now I'm at the center. Chain 3, slip stitch into first chain, slip stitch into next loop. Repeat the pattern. Chain 3, slip stitch into first chain, slip stitch into next loop. So the pattern is chain 3, slip stitch into first chain, slip stitch into next loop. At the end, turn the work. This is our first row. In this row, use the front loop only. Slip stitch into first stitch, front loop only. Slip stitch into next stitch, front loop. Chain 3. Slip stitch into first chain. Slip stitch into next stitch, front loop. Repeat the pattern. Chain 3, slip stitch into first chain, slip stitch into next stitch, front loop. So repeat this pattern by the end of row. Slip stitch at the center when you are done. Cut the yarn, leave a long tail to sew. For making the crown, make a slip knot, chain 12. Insert the hook into the first chain and make a circle. One single crochet into the first chain. One single crochet into next 11 chains. At the end, you will have 12 single crochet. Slip a stitch on first single crochet. Round 2, chain 1, 1 single crochet in each stitch. 12 stitch at the end. And slip a stitch on top of the first single crochet. Round 3, 2 single crochet in next stitch. Chain 3. Skip the 3 chains. Go to the stitch, the single crochet you just made. There are 2 loops. Insert the hook into these 2 loops. Take the yarn, pull it through, and make a slip stitch. One single crochet into the same stitch. Slip stitch into next stitch. 2 single crochet into next stitch. 1, 2, chain 3, slip stitch into 2 loops of the first stitch. 1 single crochet into the same stitch, slip stitch into next stitch. Repeat this pattern 4 more times until the end of the round, and you will have 6 crowns. This is the pattern: 2 single crochet, next stitch, chain 3, slip stitch in the stitch, 1 more single crochet into the same stitch, slip stitch into next stitch, slip stitch into last stitch and cut the yarn. Rose flower. Use a smaller hook size. Make a slip knot and chain 26. Skip the first 3 chains and in 4th chain make 4 double crochet. Skip the next chain, 1 single crochet into the next chain. Skip the next chain, 5 double crochet into the next chain. Skip the next chain, 1 single crochet into the next chain. Skip the next chain, 5 double crochet into the next chain, and repeat this pattern by the end. At the end, make 1 single crochet into the last chain and cut the yarn. Leaf. Make a slip knot, chain 8. Skip the first chain, slip stitch into the second chain, single crochet into next chain, single crochet in next, half double crochet in next 2 chains, double crochet into last 2 chains, the fox scarf. Make a slip knot, Chain 35. Skip the first chain, single crochet into the second chain and into the back bumps. Single crochet in next 23 chains. And half double crochet into 24th, 25th and 26th stitch. Don't complete the 26th stitch and change the yarn. Use the white yarn. Half double crochet in next 4 chains. Single crochet in next 2 chains and slip stitch into last chain. Turn the work, chain 1. Here we have the stitches and we should use both loops. Slip a stitch into first stitch, single crochet in next 2 stitches, half double crochet into next 4 stitches. Don't complete the 4th stitch and join the orange yarn. Half double crochet in next 3 stitches. Single crochet in next stitch and all other remaining stitches by the end of the row. Chain 2. Make 6 double crochet at the center here. Chain 2, slip a stitch into the same space. Chain 4, bring it to the other side and join with a slip stitch. Chain 1, 4 single crochet into the 4 chain space. chain 2, slip a stitch into the same stitch, slip a stitch into next 3 stitches, chain 2, slip a stitch into the same stitch, join the white yarn into one single crochet, chain 1, single crochet into the same stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, slip a stitch into the next, slip a stitch into the next, which is the center of these stitches, chain 1, slip a stitch into the same space, slip a stitch into next stitch, slip a stitch in next, single crochet in next, and single crochet in last space.